Hi everyone, my name is Angela Cola and today I'm going to be talking about the lines of resistance. So the definition of lines of resistance is the final protection or boundary that protects the main structure of the body. So that being said, it is the last hope because if it gets broken through, it is all downhill from there. If the boundary gets broken, there's nothing left. So the main structure is visible to all the bad, and it will attack it and break it completely down. So the lines of resistance and lines of defense work hand in hand. So if you're looking, let's say, at the body, the first line of defense is the skin. So if the bad or the bacteria, whatever you want to call it, gets through the line of defense, the first line of defense, which is the skin, and then it gets through the second lines of defense, the lines of resistance has to pick up the slack from the other two to prevent the bacteria from getting to the main structure of the body. So the lines of resistance is activated when everything else has failed and it breaks through the planes of all the lines of defense. So usually it's activated when there's an environmental stressor that has caused this breakdown. There's 3 different types of environmental stressors, which are internal, external, and created environment. The internal environment is anything that would happen internally, so inside of the body. Then there's external environment, which is existing outside of the person. It's happening outside, and the created environment is when it's working hand in hand, internal and external. So that being said, there's stressors that work with the environmental issues as well. So there's intrapersonal, internal personal, and extrapersonal stressors. The intrapersonal stressors are the ones that happen inside the body, so they would be the internal environmental forces. There's interpersonal stressors and extrapersonal stressors that are the external environmental issues. So the interpersonal stressors are the ones that are happening between one or more people. So it's happening, where the boundaries of the client are at proximal range, as Newman's model would say. So it's like a communication pattern is failing. Or there's the extrapersonal stressors, which is more of where it's at a distance. It's not happening right in front of the person, but it's in the back of their head or at a distance away, which would be like a financial concern. So we're going to look at an example, which would be intrapersonal stressors or internal stressors with the picture that I'm going to show you now. So if you're looking at this picture, you see that it's talking about the skin. So let's say you fall down, hurt your knee, and you scrape up your knee to where bacteria is getting in. The bacteria starts to invade and it's gotten through the first line of defense and starts triggering the second line of defense. Once it gets through that second line of defense, the immune system, which is the lines of resistance, is activated and starts to break down that bacteria. It'll connect to it and it will start to break down and destroy the invader or the bacteria so that the T cells are able to connect to it, eat it up, and bring the body back to its normal. There will still be a break in the line of first line of defense, but the line of resistance has done its job by protecting the main structure of the body and not allowing any bad to get into it. So that's how the internal environment and the intrapersonal stressors all work one in hand, because the intrapersonal stressors cause the immune system to respond. So everything kind of works hand in hand to prevent the main structure from breaking down. So like I was saying with the picture, the barrier of the first line of defense is broken, leading to the immune response, which is the line of resistance in the body. So without the lines of resistance, there would be no more protection of the body. Because how many times do we honestly fall and hurt ourselves and scrape it up? So if the bacteria would get into our body and we don't have an immune response anymore, there's nothing protecting our main structure, and it's just going to eat away and eat away and eat away. Which is why people who have autoimmune diseases, or for instance cancer, everything, they get sick a lot more and a lot easier because their immune system is already broken down, which is why we have to wear masks and gloves and anything to protect them from us. It's not us protecting ourselves a lot of the time when we're wearing contact isolation. It's us protecting them from what we could be bringing into the room, because their immune system and their lines of resistance is already broken down from the illness that they have gotten. So that's why, like, for instance, the cancer patients, usually they're in an isolation room where we have to wear gowns and gloves and masks. Sometimes you even have to wear the N95 masks to prevent any type of bad getting into their room, because they have to be in a negative pressure room at sometimes to prevent airflow getting in from the outside. All that goes in and out is theirs, because their immune system has already been broken down so badly. So hopefully this conversation has given you a little bit more of a feedback on the lines of resistance and how it all works. And hopefully it all kind of makes sense now, how it works hand in hand. And this link right here is actually to a video that will show you how the whole immune system is activated. It's actually a pretty good video. It's about 1.5 minutes long. And it talks about how once the skin is broken down, kind of like the picture I showed in the slide before, it shows how the immune system breaks down to the lines of resistance to prevent the main structure from being attacked. So I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching my video.